Okay, so at the Aubrey Park Hotel, we've just finished the press conference for the 7th of November Out and About show, Olivia Goodwin main events. I'm joined by Sam Stokes, taking part in his 4th professional fight, and his trainer in Ross Woolgroove. Sam on your right and Ross on your left. How you doing, boys?
Yeah, good, mate. You?
So Sam, just finished your first press conference you've ever taken part in so far. How was the experience?
Yeah, it was good. I want to apologise to Rakeem for interrupting his interview by laughing in the background. So sorry, Rakeem. Yeah, it was anybody apart from that. Yeah, it was brilliant.
So obviously you had a bit of a spicy question in there, Sam. And how important is that at this time to try and get obviously questions and thinking on your feet? Is that an important thing for a fighter to learn?
Yeah, I don't mind. Listen, I don't mind whatever questions I get answered. You know, so I get asked. You know, I've not got a. Anyone who spars me knows I've got the power to stop people. It just hasn't come yet. You know, so. That's not an issue with that question, you know.
And Ross, we bring in here. Sometimes it can happen with a fighter. They look for it too much, don't they? Obviously, they had a few fights, haven't got a stoppage. Sometimes they can go out there and look for the knockout too much, can't they?
Yeah, but not in Sam's case. He just can't punch. Only joke is just listen. He's a middleweight, yeah. He's been floating around at light, heavy, fighting big boys and that, and you know you can't be losing fights, taking risks in your first 3-4 fights. You've got to win, you know. If he's gone out there and got behind a jab, I haven't even watched his first 3 fights that he had, but you know he's gone out there safety first. He's racked up the round. I don't think he's lost a round. He's got to win at the end of the day. Now he's done that. He's found his feet in the pro game, you know, and he can work on the power and all that. I'm seeing what he's doing in the gym, and I'm telling you, he can bang. He can bang. If you start trading with him and make him fight, he will start knocking boys over. But if you just want to tuck up and run away, it's just going to get behind a jab, isn't he?
I mean, there's a counter argument for that, Sam. And you know, obviously mentioned about knockouts. You've had 12 rounds. You've done 12 round of boxing. If you'd have gone out and knocked everyone out in the first round, you've only done 3. So you'd have got more experience from what you've been doing so far. And you have been in a tough with durable guys. You have been fighting at a weight higher than you have been before. As you mentioned in the press conference, just pick up a little bit here, Sam, about obviously you're now looking after this fight to move down to middleweight. Where do you see yourself in the middleweight division? It's a stacked division. There's some really good boys in there. How do you think you're going to fare in the middleweight?
I think it's wide open, definitely. I've done a lot of sparring with middleweights that are up there at the minute, and I can handle them quite well. So coming down from that step from light heavy to middle to middleweight, I think it's a division where I can make an impact on, definitely.
So is there things you've been working on for this fight coming? Is there certain things you've been working on? You've been working more on your volume, you've been working on a certain punch. I don't need to give away any secrets, but what are you looking at doing?
Just wider range of sparring and brilliant strength and conditioning.
So Ross, is there anything particular you've been working on for Sam? Again, obviously we picked up before.
Looking at it, you know, he's one of these kids, like, he come in the gym and do 1,000 press-ups and he thinks that's going to make him fit. We've stopped all that. We've introduced a little bit of weight training, kettlebell training, endurance, strength work, explosiveness, re-evaluated his diet, everything really, you know. Looked him up with the army boys that know, you know, pushing, you know, to different side of pushing. You know, a lot of boxers, you know, they train hard and that, but, you know, they've never really had to do anything, you know, like, you know, the training. We've done a little bit of military training in with it all, and that, and it's right, beefed him up. He's strong, you know, fit as a fiddle. You know, his sprints, we've changed how he does his sprints. Everything, we just changed everything. Do you know what I mean?
So obviously, Sam, coming to your fight at the weekend, you're taking on Gordon Glissick. He's someone you've seen before. It's someone you quite fancied. You wanted Gordon. I remember conversations from a while ago that you wanted to have Gordon if you can. What made you pick Gordon? What makes you think you've got it to obviously beat Gordon at the weekend?
I think it's a fight where I'm going to look quite well, and after this, then we can have a look at coming down the division, and then you'll start to see what I've got to offer.
Is it something you look a lot into your fight as you're going to fight, Sam, or is it just you know, obviously I know you're quite well known on the circuit. Do you do a lot of research into your opponents? Did you leave that to Ross, or did you leave it to the fight night?
I normally have a little look. Not if I'm never really worried, but like, you know, it's good to always just have a little look at your opponents, and then I normally run it past Ross, and then Ross will tell me what he thinks, you know. But at this stage, I think I'm not really worried who I fight, you know. Yeah.
So on that, Ross, have you looked into Gordon much? Gordon Glissick, is it something you?
When I worked out how to spell his name, right? I looked on YouTube, couple of things on YouTube. I had a look at it for 2 seconds. I think it turned it straight off after 3 seconds. Tucks up, knows how to survive, throws like a ropey right hand in every now and again, and that is tough. I don't think you need to look for him too much. you know, he knows a little trick or two. I'll have another look at the footage probably tomorrow night, a little bit more just to refreshing me on him. But they're all the sort of same and that. I think Sam, like he is going to be tough to look good against, because I don't think he's that, in what I've seen him, he don't look over ambitious. Do you know what I mean? So people, you know, a lot, you know, I don't want to stack more pressure on him about a knockout. I want him to just win. Yeah, when he's down to middleweight and he's fighting boys that fancy it and want to come out and try, that's when you'll see him come alive. But this guy, you know, I'm more than happy with a point to win. Do you know what I mean?
He's a type of fighter, obviously, I say he's quite good defensively, someone you've got to break down. It's hard to break someone down over the 4 rounds. So is that what you're looking to do, Sam? Just look to box him, looking to try and break him down and work him out from there?
Yeah, look to box him, and if the opening comes, I'll be straight on it, definitely. The real me will be starting to come forward. I'll start having 6 and 8 rounders. That's when you'll start to see the real me.
Well, next fight we move you up. We move up.
Got more time.
Yeah, definitely.
So obviously both from my neck of the woods, out in sort of the South Woodham, Basildon kind of area. It's a bit of an undernourished area in terms of boxing talent. Do you think we're seeing more people from the area now? Are you going to be the resurrection of the Essex boxing to bring people forward? Are you two going to be, Sam, we'll start with you, are you going to be there hopefully to inspire more Essex fighters to come out and develop?
Yeah, well, growing up for myself, there wasn't many pros that had come out of my hometown. It was sort of like the ones that were the famous ones of that area. So really, definitely, with me turning over and working with Ross around the local area, you get youngsters want to come up and they want to do something with their life, and it's good really, because you wouldn't have probably had that if I wouldn't have turned over. And I'm always helping young children with the training. I'm always helping older people. I'm always helping any sort of person I can sort of help along the way. So yeah, definitely, it's going to wide range the area of fighting.
So it's your first fight under the Goodwin Boxing banner. Obviously signed with Steve now. Looking forward to making a big entrance on obviously Saturday with the new setup. What made you come to Steve? What made you pick of the managers out there? Was a few after your signature at the time, Sam. What made you decide that you thought Steve Goodwin was the right person to sign management to?
Yeah, well, this has been building up for like a while since my last fight. I knew it wasn't right, obviously, with my last manager, but obviously Steve Goodwin stands out from the rest. From everything he ticks all the boxes, and the whole team and yourself and everyone. So it was second to none really when I come to signing. So yeah, and if you ask anyone in the team, they'll tell you exactly the same story.
All right, Sam, so just a little thing to finish on with. Just tell us something that people don't know about you, something completely different, some dark secret you've got.
No, nothing like that.
Have you got anything that people would know you wouldn't? There's something that's...
Do you want me to tell you some stuff?
Yeah, go on Ross, have you got something to tell us?
I mentioned underwear.
What you got?
Mention sniffing?
What? Sniffing what? No,
not today, maybe next time.
Oh man, I'm so glad we got that. All right, Sam, look, if people want to get a hold of you, and the same for you, Ross, Sam, if people want to get a hold of you, follow the movement, buy a ticket, how do they get a hold of you? On Facebook, you on Twitter?
Yeah, Facebook and Twitter.
Just under Sam Stokes, yeah?
Sam No Joke Stokes.
Sam No Joke Stokes. Super. And the same for you, Ross, on Facebook?
Yeah, I'm on Facebook, I'm never off it, so yeah, you know what I mean.
All right, boys. Look, thanks for joining us today. Thanks for the insight from both the fighter and the thing. Sam, we look forward to your performance on Saturday.
Thank you very much.
Cheers, mate.